Hi guys, welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. My name is Sarah. If you are looking for home-style recipes made ketogenic, then you've come to the right channel. And tonight I'm going to be making something extra fun, and it is going to be keto lava mug cake. So come along with me and let's get started. So if you are unfamiliar with what a lava cake is, our middle daughter asked to have lava cake for her birthday last weekend. So that is a molten chocolate cake. So it is a chocolate cake that has a creamy, warm chocolate center. And I thought, I wonder if I could do this in a ketogenic fashion. And so that is what I have done, and that's what I'm making tonight. So let me show you what you're going to need. So you're going to need some kind of microwave safe vessel. You could do this in a mug because it's a mug cake. However, a ramekin or something similar to that would be better in this instance because you're going to get the most lava coming out of your cake if you invert your cake. So I am using the little microwave container that came in the lava cakes for my daughter's birthday. This one happens to be in like a little bundt shape. But you could just use a ramekin because after this is cooked in the microwave, I am going to invert it. And that way I can open it up and you will be able to see the lava or the rich molten chocolate that is coming out of the lava cake. You're going to need about a tablespoon of butter, and we are going to melt this. So you do need something that you can use in your microwave that is safe. Mine is silicone and it can be used up to 500 degrees. You're going to need a single egg. I do recommend room temperature if possible. If you want to make this cake and you're super excited and you don't want to wait for it to come to room temperature, you can put it in warm water for about 10 minutes and that will bring your egg to temperature. We're going to be using about a tablespoon of heavy cream. I have about 2.5 tablespoons of powdered natural sweetener. I'm using allulose. You can use any kind of powdered natural sweetener that you like, that you tolerate, or that you have access to. I am going to be putting in some vanilla extract. We're going to be using cocoa powder to make it chocolate cake. And then the last ingredient is some kind of sugar-free chocolate. You can use Chalk Zero, you can use Lily's, you can use any kind of sugar-free chocolate that you would like. In fact, you could use a flavored chocolate, a white chocolate, anything that you like. We're going to be using about a 1 inch by 1 inch square inserted into our cake. You can also do chocolate chips if you can't find anything that is in the bar form, but it's a lot easier if you're able to just put the chocolate in. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm using Lily's for this. So you'll notice that this is a flourless and leavenless cake, which is very popular in fancy restaurants and has been for many years. It's going to create a very light and fluffy cake. It's not going to taste like egg, I promise. I have tested this out on my #1 taste tester and he really liked it. So it's super easy and you don't have to worry about almond flour or coconut flour or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and melt my butter in the microwave, and you just need it to be melted. It doesn't have to be flaming hot or anything. So there's our melted butter. I'm going to go ahead and add my cream next, and also a little bit of the vanilla extract, and that is going to help cool down our butter, because then we are going to put our egg in, and if you were to put an egg into very hot butter, then you could end up with scrambled eggs, and that wouldn't be very tasty. So I am doing about a tablespoon of heavy cream in there. And I'm also going to put some vanilla extract in. I'm just going to give that a stir with my spoon. Now this mug cake is going to require a lot of stirring, just so you know. We're going to be stirring in increments just to make sure that everything is well blended, so do be prepared for a lot of stirring. Next, I'm going to put my egg in. And my egg is very yellow because it is free range. And we are just going to start stirring our egg around, and we want to make sure that we stir it very well and incorporate both the yolk and the white very well. Okay, so the next step that we are going to do is our cocoa powder. And we're going to be using 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, but we are going to be putting them in 1 tablespoon increments. So I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, and I'm going to make sure that is thoroughly combined, and then I will put in the other tablespoon. All right, so there is 1 tablespoon, and I'm just going to start stirring that very well. And cocoa powder is quite powdery. That's why it's called powder. So you are definitely going to want to scrape your sides and the bottom very well. And just keep stirring. Everything will incorporate all in good time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add my next tablespoon of cocoa powder and keep stirring. And you will notice that your batter is starting to thicken, which is great. That is what we are looking for. Just remember to keep scraping your sides and the bottom of whatever vessel you are making this in. And we're starting to get a nice thick chocolate going here. I'm gonna scrape my spoon off. Make sure we get all of our ingredients in there. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to add is our sweetener. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it in all at once in there, and then I'll stir it up. Okay. And likewise with the sweetener, sometimes natural sweeteners like allulose or erythritol or xylitol or any of those can sometimes get a little clumpy. So you're going to want to keep stirring until your sweetener clumps have dissipated. Now, if you can't find confectioner's sweetener for some reason, you can use granular, and I would recommend running it through your coffee grinder or something similar to make it as fine and powdery as possible. All right, so we have almost reached what we're looking for, where the majority of any kind of clumps or lumps or bumps are gone. I mean, you know, you can't necessarily get it perfect, but it's pretty darn close, and I will show you. All right, so you can see that smooth, creamy chocolate in there, and that's what we're looking for. Now we're gonna go ahead and pour this into our vessel to go into the microwave. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in. And you can see how creamy and delicious that is. Make sure you scrape every last drop out. That's what I love about silicone. Okay. So now comes the fun part. We are going to put our chocolate in to make this a lava cake and not just a regular chocolate cake. So I want about that size. And I am just going to insert it in the middle. Actually, I think I will make it in half, and I will insert that in and that in. Okay, right in the middle. And you don't need to push it down. It's gonna go down by itself, and so you don't need to help it go down. Okay, and then we're going to put this in the microwave for about 60 seconds is what mine takes. If you're concerned about the temperature of your microwave, I would start out with 35 or 40 seconds. You can always heat more, but you don't want to overcook it. Okay, you can see it has pulled away from the sides, which is what we're looking for. You'll know that it's done when it does that, when it pulls away from the side. Ooh, you can see it's already chocolatey. All right, so there's our molten lava cake. I'm going to cut into it and let you see the chocolate, hopefully. Oh my, look at that. Yes. Delicious. All right, there's our keto lava mug cake. Okay, there is our delicious keto lava mug cake. Look at that. All right, let's have a taste.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, let's see how this tastes. Looks good. Looks like it's there's lava just flowing all over the place.
Molten.
Molten lava. Yes, we should call the authorities to warn the people.
It's a good thing we have a fire extinguisher in here.
It's good, baby. Looked easy to make. And I think you could have put more chocolate in it.
Okay, well, you can always do that.
I say that not because I'm complaining. I say it because we take pictures
Yes.
of it. So I'm thinking, oh, it'd been great to have like ooze and...
Well, and you can put as much chocolate as your stomach
So,
can tolerate.
Yes, that's true.
Because if it's sugar-free chocolate, you better watch out.
That's true. That was a public service announcement. This is really good. As far as the cake, there's no, the mug cake, there's no eggy flavor. The texture's good. I wouldn't know that there's no flour in this cake. It's not like hard or anything. So it's got a nice texture even when you're eating it. This has been done for a bit because we've been taking pictures, but it's still pleasant to eat.
Good.
So I think it's a good recipe. I'm glad you thought of it.
Thanks.
And yeah, we will, hopefully people will have success with it.
Give it a try.
Give it a try. Thanks, man.
Bye.